We're standing in front of an extraordinary monumental painting, A Bigger Trees Near Water. And it's a really iconic picture from Tate's collection. It's Hockney's largest painting to date. It's comprised of 50 individual canvases. The painting behind me, Mr. and Mrs. Clark and Percy, depicts the artist's friends, the textile designer Celia Birtwell and his friend, the fashion designer Ozzie Clark. It's a very unconventional marriage portrait. It was made shortly after the couple's wedding. But as the symbolism in the painting suggests, the marriage was slightly doomed from the start. You know, the white lilies, a traditional symbol in the history of art for death. And Hockney's often imbuing these portraits with very subtle symbols and ways that speak to the characters and to these situations that often have a really highly charged psychological intensity. The painting My Parents, which is another iconic painting in this room, has been cited as Hockney's personal favourite work in Tate's collection. He really does capture the personalities of each of his parents. Hockney's mother is a more experienced sitter and looks out at her son rather angelically and in a very still and calm way, whereas his father Kenneth, who was a much more eccentric, fidgety character, is depicted engrossed in a book. So we're in the final room and the most recent work in the studio, 2017. The image is a photograph. It's nearly 7 meters long, and it is a scene of the artist's studio high up in the Hollywood Hills in California. And we can see David surrounded by old and new paintings dotted around the walls of the studio. And on first glance, it looks like a conventional photograph, but on closer inspection, we start to see that things are not all quite that they seem. And so it might not come as a surprise to know that this picture is actually comprised of over 3,000 digital photographs that have been stitched together that Hockney likes to call a photographic drawing. It's David telling us, this is me, this is my studio, this is the place where I make work, and this is the place where I make my own rules. It's a really unique exhibition drawn almost entirely from Tate's rather extraordinary collection of Hockney's work. It leads very directly, of course, to the work that he's been making in Normandy during lockdown, where he's making very, very close observations of nature through the changing seasons.